Hello, this is Beanie here. Can you see my screen for those in Zoom as well as those in YouTube? Let me know via the chat. Thank you very much. For those in YouTube, can you see my screen as well as hear me? I think you can. Okay, let's get started. Thanks a lot for joining. My name is Beanie. This is one of my regular sessions. I just thought that I open up the session so that we can have a good discussion about what's up in the market. If you do have any questions, you can ask me. I'm not sure whether, I can answer almost any questions, but if there are questions that relates to financial advice, I can't answer them. If you can refer to the disclaimer, and do let me know whether you can see the disclaimer. Everything okay that you can see the disclaimer? If you can, let me know. Very good. Thanks a lot for letting me know. Yes. Okay. I can't really advise. You can't see my face. Well, usually I don't show my face, but let me just show you my face here. So this is my face. I don't really look a bit different. The reason I'm not showing my face is because usually when I do a 9 p.m. session, I'm mostly in my pajamas. That's why you're not seeing my face. Do you need to see my face? Okay. I can't advise you what to do. Okay, it's not within my scope, because to know what to do, etc., I think that's really tough. But let's check AMD financials, because I can let you know where I've entered into AMD, why and how I did that, and then probably what is it right now, without giving and treading into financial advice. Okay. All right, so for those in Zoom, do let me know your questions. And in Zoom, you can hear me, right? Okay, very good. So let me just introduce myself first. I'm Beanie here. If you like to follow me, you can check out my YouTube video. Like my recent YouTube video talks about gold, and gold heading to 3,900. If you have seen that video, then gold right now is trading around 3,900, and I explained the reason why it's 3,900. Okay. A little bit of my profile and why this is important, because you realize that I'm showing you charts and I'm doing a lot of automations, and that's really how I'm trading and investing. So I do have a portfolio of FX, bonds, stocks, whether they are Singapore, Hong Kong, or US stocks. I do own unit trust, insurance, and I do trade very actively in FX indices. Go is my best love instrument. Whatever that move, right? And actually involved in a way or another. So can I retire with my portfolio? I was just looking at my portfolio. The answer is yes, but I don't want to, because it would be very uninteresting. Because that's not what I would want to. I really enjoy in the market. And also AMD, before they signed the deal, there was a signal to get inside AMD for us, and I was very happy that our signal spotted that. That is something that makes me proud. I guess that if I'm 70 or 80 years old, if I'm still around, then I can say, hey, look, I got in AMD at this place here, etc. Okay. Now today, if you would like to follow me, then you can scan this Telegram, where I will post a lot of my analysis, my thoughts in Telegram, and that's the fastest way to know our programs or to know about our activities or whatever that I've posted or my team posted. Otherwise, is to join us in YouTube. Let me just run through this very, very quickly. And yes, we do have 2 courses. Does the course make money for me? Yes. You know, it's a risk-free generating instrument, but at the same time, I'm proud to you know, share my my method or my thoughts, right, for at least 20 years already, and proud that, you know, people are still making, or rather living their lives with the method that I'm using or teaching. Okay, so I hope to go through this very, very quickly. The method that I'm using or whatever that I'm seeing comes from Top Pro, the course that I'm teaching. And a few things, right? It's able to scan. So that's the very, very important thing, right? Out of the few thousand stocks, we're able to scan whichever that happens, the signals. And when we use this method to trade into Forex, indices, gold, oil, crypto, basically we trade into any time frame, etc. And the key thing is that it is predictive. Okay, so later I will be showing it to you. And recently we just upgraded the whole engine such that it becomes very easy to use, because then we rely a lot on the arrows, which are the signals. Okay, if you do like to get my free module, you can scan this QR code to take the wash and rinse module 1. But the key things I'm actually sharing with you comes from this course here, which is Top Pro. And later on, I'll be talking about the last promotion that we have for this month, meaning that this month, this would be the last promotion, and after that, we will actually not have that promotion anymore. So if you have joined my session last month, which is in September, you realize this promotion is so much better than this promotion right now. Having said that, if you were to join next month, you realize that we are not going to run this promotion because the promotion is just going to get lesser and lesser until don't have. And next year, we're going to just increase the price almost by doubling the price. Okay. Does the course teach how to read the lines in Top Pro, and is it a structured course? Yes, it is a structured course. Yes, we explain the lines. I will not need to install in other platforms. No, it's available in TradingView. Okay, so let's get started right now if you don't have any question. Okay, let me just do that. And usually I'll be using TradingView. So this is my TradingView. It's a little bit quiet in Zoom. Any questions in Zoom? Okay, so do start your question, because right now I only have AMD, so I'm just going to flip to AMD. If you do have other questions, you can ask me. Okay, I will just answer whatever that I can within my scope. That means that within the scope of what I can answer within the financial advice. I just want to say that I'm not able to provide any financial advice. Whatever that I'm sharing now is just my opinion of what I read here, and everybody who has this set of tools will be having the same reading. So I'm just going to read off base here. Okay, of course I encourage you to know how to read it, and that's really a skill, and at the same time it becomes a how to say, it's a skill, but you know, you're just going to use it again and again, and that's basically what I encourage. Okay, so 154, it's around here. So there's 154. That's Tongling, are you our student? Oh no, because when I was talking about AMD, it was around here. Okay, I think that I've emphasized a lot on this pattern, which is the cup and the handle pattern. Okay, we had the large bull, which is the elbow signal around here. That's about 140 on the weekly chart. Now, what this elbow means is that this is a consolidation. This was a consolidation, all right, and priced basically closed above the two sets of lines, which are predictive lines. Okay, now what do I mean by predictive lines in this, right? It's because I'm just going to do a little bit of a replay, okay, to let you understand, right? So when I am here, okay, the two lines here, they will be drawn ahead. Okay, ahead means that they will be shown to us, right? So we know that the trend, that means that this downtrend, that means this movement that goes down, right? Usually this is how I show my students. This is a high, this is a low, so this is a lower high, so this one is a lower low as we compared to the previous. So this is nothing as a secret, okay? But this levels here will be predictive, and we know that only if price moved above these two levels, so these are the resistance levels here, then the trend here would have would end. Okay, so this is about 1 year trend. Around March 24, right? So it started about to now to this point here. It's about a year. Okay, 1 year trend, right? So I just quickly roll the bar for you to see, and you can find that the price levels are very reactive to our predicted levels. So this is what I mean by prediction. And when the prediction, when price close above that, and that's where, let me just stop the thing, okay? And that's where we will have a signal here, and it will alert us, okay? So this give us a chance to tell us that the trend it's over, and that's where my entry of AMD resides around this price here, right? Because the price has already moved up, but some of the lines were predicting the support level here, okay? Now, so you see, this is the predicted TP 259. Okay, so the TP would be one of the indication that says that after our signal had happened around here, this is that predicted TP. Now, it doesn't mean that it cannot go higher, okay? Because we are measuring this consolidation. The TP is a result of this consolidation. Okay, so this is the first TP for us to manage a trade. So if you look at the reward to risk ratio, all right, basically the entry is somewhere around 140. We might just enter again at the lower time frame, but the TP is around 260 at this moment. So to answer the question based on the initial movement here, right, the this signal here, it had already reached a level. Okay. It doesn't mean for us to exit or anything, but it just want us to take note that this is a calculated levels, which a lot of time the students will use it as an interim. TP is a target profit, okay, for this particular structure here. Okay, so this structure resulted in the bullish signal, which is a signal for us to buy at that point of time, and that this bullish signal produced, or rather resulted in a target profit, which was this level here at 259 and 35, right? So yesterday, the highest that it went to was 260.4, and today it seems to react a little bit, but it doesn't mean that it cannot move up, because nobody is able to predict the final point, okay? But these are levels that guide us, all right? That means that these were signals that led us into this trade here and also into this trade here, right? Because I covered this in the session, and the TP is the result, which is the calculated result, okay? So not only that I can see that, whoever who has this particular indicator, which is in my community, who have paid for the course, would be able to see it, and they know that this is the one way that you can use it to manage. Okay, so this is so far what I can let you know. All right, so it doesn't mean that price cannot continue to go up, but then you really want to know that based on the system, technically this is one reference level here. Okay, so in other words, the best is to take, I mean, I'm not selling you the course, but really being responsible to you is that the best is to take the course, right? So that you know how to use them, and you can, you know, whenever there's a signal, all right, at least you'll be notified. All right. So since we are into this, I just wanted to talk about Intel because I had similar questions of Intel in some of my sessions before, I think a few sessions earlier. Okay. And this is the weekly chart of Intel. But okay, again, that from Intel, from the TED system, this would be a major resistance level, which is predicted at about 42.50 and to 44 level. So this is a major level, and all my students will know that if price is above this level, it means that the entire trend of Intel in this case here, right? So this is the entire structure of Intel. If it's above this, would have changed. Okay, that means that this downward movement of Intel, right, would reverse to head up if it's above this zone here. Okay, so it is not just pure support resistance levels. These are levels which are able to tell us what trend we are talking about. That means that where the trend will reverse, and then why does it matter, etc., etc. It's not something that I can explain in this session here. Okay, but this would be the key levels you want to know in Intel. But again, that I'm quite proud that we spotted the bullish signal for Intel. Okay, I think that if you join my session earlier, let me just do a little bit of playback, right? Was that in my earlier session, I think that there was a question that asked about Intel, and it was a public session. I remember that, and basically I've answered that, you know, if there was a bullish signal here, so this is the L bull, all right, and if price is to move down, because all these are the predicted support levels, okay, so these are the predicted support levels, and basically Intel had already broken out of these two orange levels, meaning that, you know, the trend, the whole trend of this trend had already reversed, right? And so if price can get supported around 28.62 to 27.50, right? We don't know which one, but these are the predicted support level, right? Then it will be good for Intel. In fact, you see it just moved to that level, and then after that, right, had a bullish signal and then continued to move up here, right? And then one of the session that I have, I think it's also like last week, and the question was that, okay, so what do you see Intel, right? My answer was that as long as it continued to remain in this green level here, so this green level was a very, very important level to maintain this uptrend, that Intel would actually be heading higher. Okay, so that was what I said, and in fact that it remains true to this level here. All right, and that's basically, let me just continue to roll, right? You see that it stuck to that levels and continue to head up. Now, whether Intel is going to go 100 or not, right? I can say 100, I can say 200, but there must be, I mean, some people say 100, and then after that, you know, fire and forget, and nobody can remember. But then if Intel happens to drop again back down, then those who say 100 will be gone already. So I prefer to use something very, very systematic. I think that Intel would face a resistance here and will have further upside if this level is broken. And if this level is broken, then the TP would appear on top here to let us know what is the next profit target that we are aiming at. And that TP is a systematic way of calculating instead of like no basis. Okay, so we just have to wait and see what happened. But so far, as long as, okay, so the whole idea is that as long as price continue to stay above this green line here, which is a support level, then the uptrend of Intel should continue. But if it should be heading lower, that means that if it should actually close below, then we are talking about potentially it might slow down in its upward moves. Okay, so that's the whole idea here. I will cover the Hong Kong side later on, but since we're here, I think one of the other stocks that covered earlier in my community was also on Amazon. I think that I covered quite a lot on Amazon, and again that Amazon yesterday had a bullish signal just before the earnings. But I want to say one thing, right? The earnings is a bet. Okay, so this is what the signal says, right? But again, we have to play by the risk, and we have to manage our risk. Okay, but what it's saying here, and I explain how to trade into Amazon. Okay, so we do have this very strong blue color levels here, the lowest blue color levels, which are the support levels. They are 2, 1, 3 here. Okay, so this is 2, 1, 3, and the key thing again, I want to show off a little bit about TED, right? And the key thing about TED is that even when it is here, right, even when price is here, the 213 level was already predicted. Okay, now what it says is that this is the trend bar. The trend is green, means the trend is up. So in order for TED, for Amazon to resume or remain in this uptrend, which is this green trend here, right? So this is the support level it must hold, and this is the ultimate support level that you mustn't break for this uptrend to continue. Okay, so all the students who have this level here is going to see that, you know, this is the support level and they can use it to trade something. So rather than to ask me what's the levels, you yourself will be able to know these levels already. You see how reactive it's reacted to the level, and then how it reacted to each of the different levels here. All right, and the nice things about Amazon is that it had already close above a resistance level, this resistance level here, and hence it produces this bullish signal. And the last resistance level, I repeat, okay, the last resistance level for Amazon is actually this one here, which is 229.38. All right, now if it can close above this technically, again, that risk, please manage your risk, right? Because you can't expect a system to be 100% correct. If your system is 70-80% correct, right, it's very good already. We have like a 20% chance of a failure, all right? And then I want to also caution, it could be that Amazon is that 20% chance of failure. I've showcased so many wonderful trades in this week and last week. They are successful. It could be that this one failed, okay? But there was elbow here, and this pattern does resemble a cup and handle pattern here, okay? And this was something that I mentioned quite many times. Okay, now just last week I mentioned this Singapore stocks, which I think that I mentioned it, and it was scanned, and there was a elbow signal here again, and our entry was around here. If you managed to catch it, and just moved up like to 83 from 74, right? By entry was 74, it went to 83 in just a few days, right? So that was a wonderful signal, and one of the Singapore stocks, if you were to receive it, and that was Wilmar, all right? And there was a bullish signal around here. Today I just showcased that. Let me just let the things run. Okay, so this was the bullish signal here, and then price actually moved up. Okay, so there are a lot of wonderful signals, but it could be we can't be getting all the signals correct. Okay, so there will be some signals that will fail. So do remember, even if Amazon does have that signal, which is the elbow, you still want to be very careful. Now, the other signal that I talk about quite some time ago, not really too far, but that's just like a few weeks ago, before I went for holiday, was NVDA. NVDA had that bullish signal somewhere around here. See that? That was the elbow here, and then price actually went up. It produces a bearish signal in an uptrend. So this is a weak bearish signal, and then after that it hit the support level here, and it's actually going higher. Okay, now so let me just take a look at Tesla coming up from my other Zoom. I will be moving on to the Chinese index later on, right? So this is Tesla right now. Okay, and I think that the previous bullish signal came here, and then we had various trades around here in Tesla. If you look at my chart here, right, it does looks like what pattern? This looks like a cup and handle pattern. Now, in other words, if Tesla is to break above this, then it would be a cup and a handle pattern. All right, and I think I shared with you guys how to calculate that profit target, but we can wait for TED to tell us the profit target, right? Once it continues to move higher, TED would be calculating that profit target. But on a just a profit target of a cup and handle, okay, it would be to take that base of the cup, right? You draw that to the breakout point like this, okay, and then you take this and then you extend this to that breakout point. Then we are talking about Tesla moving potentially, I just do not know when and how and whatever, moving towards this $700 region here based on the depth of the cup. Okay, so this is, if you're using the cup and handle, this is how basically you measure that profit target. But along the way, what TED will do is once it had certain conditions met, right, then it will continue to draw sub-target profit here until the maximum level here. Okay, so that's basically Tesla. You guys are testing me on all the stocks now. Apple is coming from AAP, coming from my Zoom session. Apple, it's one of the best stocks I have. You see the TP, it's automatically out. Guys, you should be able to know the TP, isn't it? You have the same levels. Okay, what do you want me to talk about Apple? Okay, Apple was, that bullish signal here, and it's something which I talk about, isn't it? Because I mentioned Apple level at here. Okay, remember I said that Apple, right, had the all-time high here. So the question is that will it break or will it not? Has to do with just a shallow retracement. Okay, so you see when Apple was here around the early October, TED already predicted this support zone, meaning that if it comes down and it gets supported, there will be a chance for it to break, because then this would be a shallow support, isn't it? So I've talked about this concept before, guys, in Zoom, have I not? Okay, so you should know that Apple had this level, which is a support level, and TED is able to predict that, and it's really very, the prices are just attracted to it because these levels are special levels. Okay, so you see, if I run the analysis, you bought Apple at 178 and TP 268. Well, that's good, Raymond. 178 was around here. That's the bottom. Yeah. Okay. So you see, it stopped here nicely, and then hover here, right? And that's the support level, and this is the confirmation level. And from here, it just took off from that 252. It broke that resistance level. Okay, isn't that? It broke that resistance level. Let me just continue to roll. Okay, with that TP level being here. Okay, with here, right? So this is the session here. Yeah. So, we have to continue to let TED continue that prediction and see whatever, but I can only answer, I know the earnings are coming, all right? The uptrend, so you see, this is a trend bar, okay? The uptrend will only stay true if this support continued. That means the support has been shifted from here. This support has been shifted to become the 254 and the 258, and that is the support level. Okay, so this is what I can say for Apple at this moment. Okay, all right. If you're not very technical, is there anyone who can teach how to install a top pro lines, or how to install 1000 company, how to select these companies, or you pre-select for us? Okay, everything is actually included in the course. And to have this line here is like you add in the indicators yourself, because under this indicator here, all right, under invite only, you will find, once we activate you, right, you will find that you will appear for you here under invite only, and you just have to click the indicators and you just add onto the chart, and then TED is added already. I think it's going to be very easy, but if you really can't, then you just have to get our remote access to help you. That's the only thing, okay? One-time remote access to help you, okay? I think that when you use TradingView, it's easy, but first you have to be able to know TradingView, okay? Unfortunately, in this world, we have to know, we have to use charts, we have to know charts. How is the trend for NVIDIA? Okay, so my stand is really, I hope that you take the lessons, you be guided by us, because we have a 1 year hand holding. So I can only answer you as best as I can right now. But the 1 year hand holding is something which I'm proud of it, because at least that there are someone to hand hold you for 1 year. Okay. So the trend bar here, which is green, right, is still showing that NVIDIA is an uptrend. It hasn't shown any downtrend yet. Okay, so if this, you're asking for the trend here, right? What happened in NVIDIA was this, right? So we have a set of orange and the red line here. And by closing above the set of orange and red line, that was our buy signal previously. Okay, I can roll back to let you see, because the new buy signal happens here, so it doesn't reflect, right? But at that point of time, okay, around here, you see that? So that was our bullish signal ups, our bullish signal for NVIDIA. Okay, and as it continued to roll, okay, so it shows the TP and the new uptrends appear. All right. Okay, so that was our entry at that point of time for NVIDIA, and our recent entry for NVIDIA was here, right? Why was that so? Because there was a little bit of a price correction, and then price hit the support level here. Okay, I can show it to you because our support levels and resistance levels are predictive. Oops, wait, let me just roll back a little bit more like that. Okay, so when NVIDIA was here at this price, we can already predict that this was that support level. See, SUP means support. This was another support. So it's either this level here at 164.42 or 148.21, right? So these are the two levels here. Now, if this support level doesn't hold means that if price go down here, right? And then this is the last one here. If it doesn't hold, NVIDIA would be in that downward move, okay? But as long as it stays above this level and produced a bullish signal, NVIDIA was to us a buy, okay, at that point of time. So you can see that it hit 164 very nicely here, okay? And then after that, it moved up and it produced a buy signal here. Okay, let me just stop that and show it to you. Okay, you see it produced a buy signal here by getting supported and then by moving higher above this red line, which was a resistance, and it goes up and retraces to that resistance, and that got us into entry again. And then right now it's actually heading higher. Now again, that NVIDIA will move higher only if price can close above the all-time high, which I do not know, but because our entry was at this point here. So if you have that, then you know you should be doing some trade management already. So as far as what I'm concerned here, all right, NVIDIA is still in an uptrend. And if you were to take a look at the weekly chart, let's see the prediction to come out. Just wait a while, because right now it's rolling. I might not be able to have time to talk about all, okay? I try my very, very best, because again that you're asking me for my views, but it doesn't help because these are views that will change as the prices move. I mean, end of the day is better that okay, I'm so sorry for that, but I mean, to be responsible, you know how it's being analyzed, why these lines appear, why, you know, the TP is being measured in this manner here, you know, and how to use all these signals, you know, the optimal, the bear here, all right, doesn't mean that is a good one, because then the overall trend bar is green, right? So this is more like to ask you to take profit, okay? And after that, you know, price did move down, come into a buy signal again, and then, you know, that's where we go up. And the predicted level here is 261. Again, it's a level for us to manage our trade. Doesn't mean that it will really hit there. Okay, so I want to have a disclaimer here. Okay. Okay. All right. Now I'll come back into the stocks again, because Alphabet, Google was one stock that I talked about it, okay, in my session, okay, not the open session, but in my session when Google was at this price here. Okay, because that was when it produced a buy signal, and I explained, all right, and I explained, right, why it is the bullish signal. And I remember I drew comparison to NVDA signal, and I think that at that point of time when we had old tag, right, I will talk about it when it was here. So this was an earlier signal in the new engine. Okay, so if you ask me to talk about Google, then it's very tough, okay, because it doesn't fit our system, because our buy was here at about 160 region. All right, we do not have a buy right now, unless that you are asking me about the lower time frame. Then yes, we had a buy earlier here, okay, when it broke out of this structure. Okay, but the buy doesn't happen here. It's just that there's a zone of support levels here, and I mean, you use this to manage your trade, but if it doesn't close below 257, it is still basically an up. Okay, so it's very difficult for me to talk about Google, because then these are the support levels 257, 260, and if it doesn't close below this levels, it is still an up, and with the TP up here as predicted. Okay, end of the day, I hope that you can join us. Then you can join me almost every night where I talk about it. Okay, and that you yourself can have access to the tools. Okay, because you have that TP levels there. Okay, all right, yes, I've shown you that TP level here as predicted, but again, I want to disclaim that these are reference levels. Okay, so these are automatically calculated by the system. These are reference levels for us to manage the trade. All right, okay, best is to learn and to know how it works. Now, gold was something which I talk about it, and when it went to 4,002 levels, I talk about it, and as I said, right, if you look at my video, I explain why it is going to go to 3,009. I gave you that calculation formula. Okay, so I don't know what you would like me to talk about gold, because gold has a different, how to say, time frame that we are trading. Okay, so different time frame that we are trading. For example, when gold was, let me just play back a little bit and to show how proud I am of TED that I've designed. Okay, and why that when you have TED, you really can see the levels properly. Okay, so you see that, just again, that just roll back a little bit here. You see that when gold was here, right, trading at 4,003, 4,000 plus levels, we already had the 4,002 and the 4,128 being drawn. Okay, so I told my community, if gold is to drop, was to drop, because when I came back from Hokkaido, we saw that gold was dropping, and my only statement to them is that we have to take note of 4,002, and the last number was 3,009. Okay, and I explained in my YouTube video why it's 3,009. I don't want to repeat here, but based on that was 4,002, and then we have this level as an interim level. So when price went, you see that the lowest that it went, I have to show off again, right, was 4,004.76. This was the level here, 4,004.76. We predicted this level, and then when price rebound for short term, all right, this 4128 was the level that was critical. So it kept on moving around this level here, right? And finally, it closed below 4,002 level. It got resisted, and today it's trading at 3,015. All right, so it's hovering at 3,900 levels, the level that I mentioned. Okay, so these are all long-term level. Now from that point of view, right, the fact that it closed below 4,000, okay, it means that this uptrend, okay, I repeat, it means that this accelerated up move, not this uptrend, this accelerated up move, right, is now broken. That means that if you look at comparison to car, if the car is moving at 100 km per hour, it's moving, right? Okay, now when gold breaks this level here, what it means is that it is not moving at this fast speed anymore. Okay, but it is still an uptrend. In other words, if you translate this to car speed, right, it's not moving at 100 km per hour like in the past. Okay, by closing below 4,000, it is still moving, but it's going to move probably at 60 km per hour. It is still uptrend, but the uptrend will not be that fast and furious anymore. So this is what it means if price is to trade below 4,002. So we really have to wait for the new prediction. That means that I'm not saying that gold is not up. It probably has to go through an extended consolidation before we can have that bullish signal. So we had that bullish signal previously here at gold, and then after it goes dong, 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 dong. So can you imagine our bullish signal happens about 3,400 and then gold actually went to 4,300. That's it's almost like $1,000 move. Okay, in gold, right? And then right now it's actually going lower, and we just have to wait for that new indication. So was there an opportunity for us to trade? Yes, we had that 1 hour, 4 hour. For example, at this moment, right, if you are using the 1 hour signal, then what the 1 hour is saying here, right, forget about gold rebounding unless that it is above this resistance. All of us are very familiar with the orange line resistance, right? This is the orange line resistance, and this would be the key levels you want to watch out for if you're trading the 1 hour time frame. That means that if we don't see gold closing trading above 3,955, then what this means is that gold is going to hover, and if it's really break below 3,009, then this is the target level here. Okay, this is what I can say in gold, because I do not know what time frame you are trading, and it doesn't fit our time frame, and I don't have any perspective of what is it. So whatever that I'm saying might not be relevant. So I always tell my students, right, the questions has to be a little bit more specific. Okay, all right. I thought that, William, I want to answer your TSLA again. Okay, I think that I probably didn't answer in a full detail, and I guess that I know why you asked me about TSLA. I think I know, okay, because I mentioned before, right? So remember, guys, like, remember the 4,118 levels, okay? I think that we kept talking about that 418 level. I even joke about it that on that day when Tesla had the earnings announcement here, and I said, are you guys interested in the 418 level? And you answered me, the answer was yes. Is it 418 plus minus around there? Yes, 418. See this level here? 418. Okay, now what this means is that this is the final retracement level. So if Tesla doesn't stop here, okay, and go boom, 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 right? And it means that Tesla is going to go lower, okay? And that was the earnings. And when Tesla earnings came out, they were really, really, asking me about the 418. And anybody enter the 418? Or did William do that? Did you enter, William? Because you were all talking about the 418 level. Okay, but not only that, I want to talk about the 418 level here. I think what is critical was the 450 level, because I mentioned, so this is support, but the 450 level was the resistance level, meaning that if it trades above the 450 level, then this structure would be broken and we're going to see Tesla going higher. Is that your question, William? To talk about that 450 level? Because right now, I mean, as far as what Tesla is showing here, all right, is that Tesla had already broken this 450 level. In fact, that not only it broke, right, it went up, it retraced back to the 450, very important level, and its target 467. And of course, this is a reference level, right? If it can close above the 467 level, then we're going to have a breakout of this cup and handle. Remember, I talked about this super big cup and handle here. You see that? Cup and a handle pattern. And Tesla earnings hit the 418 level here. And after that, it's right now predicting a 467, okay, rather 468, which is exactly near to this high here. Is that what you want to ask me? I think William went away. He's on Australia time. So Australia right now is about 12 already. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's continue on to Chinese indexes. Anybody interested in Hang Seng Index? What's up? What is it about? Okay, let's go into Hang Seng Index. Do you know that you can trade the Hang Seng Index, like the Hong Kong 50, etc.? And one of the index which I really would like to emphasize again is actually the Nikkei 225. So I've been talking about the Nikkei 225 in my session. Okay, all right. Anybody interested in Nikkei 225? Okay, I've been talking about Nikkei 225 in my session, and it's one of the best trending index. Okay, one of the best trending index. See our bullish signal here. After that, it's kept going higher, and it's apparently, I mean, exceeded our target profit. You see that this was our target profit. What it did was that it hit that target profit and then came back down, get supported, and then it's up again. So in a way, right, I don't have any more recent signal here for you, but if you have the whole support region, and if it does move down, okay, if it does move down, then you have to watch out for the Nikkei 225 around these two levels here. As I mentioned, the levels are predictive. That means that we are able to be, at this moment, predict the levels. So we are talking about probably Nikkei 225, if ever it corrects, that there will be about 48,900, 48,300. These are the two levels only. Okay, so do watch out to see what happened at this level here. Okay, all right, so let's talk about HSI. Many things to talk about. Very good. HSI here. Okay, now HSI is very interesting, and I mentioned today, and I talk about it today. All right. And I'm not sure whether you remember the red line that I've showcased in Google. Okay, the red line I've showcased in Google, right? And this was exactly what I told them. And I think that, I mean, some of you will remember how I emphasized a lot on the red line and why I talk about the trend and the implication of this up bull. This up bull happens when price close above this red line, which is a resistance level. Okay, if you look at HSI right now, I know that's a little bit of a congested. Let me just expand for you and explain to you, right? So by right, HSI, it's in this uptrend, okay? Uptrend here, right? And if you were to draw in the equidistance channel like this, all right, and then, you know, what happened was that price actually dropped out. Let me just remove this for a while, okay? So what happened was the price actually dropped out of this equidistance channel, if you look at it this way, okay? But, anyway, tomorrow is not trading, but what it's doing here is that it went back inside the equidistance channel that you dropped. Again, it really depends on how you draw this channel here, and I explain to the class, to my students, how the channels are being drawn, okay? So what is encouraging is that price had a close above this high point here, okay? And it went above inside this channel. Hence, we are still able to say that, okay, it's traveling within the channel technically, okay? Now, my point is that as long as it doesn't close below this high that it broke, it is fine, okay? So at this moment, it is not, it seems to close a little bit, but then it doesn't trade below the previous low bar here. It does recover a little bit, right? So it is not that bearish, okay? So this is my point. It went inside the channel. However, okay, it needs to close above one level in order for that bullishness to appear, okay? And HSI has been really very much, right, respecting that level. Okay, take a look at this high point here, right? The high was 26519, okay? Now the high was 26495. Okay, 519495, they are very near. So I need you to remember 26500. Can I just ask you to remember 26500? So far, HSI is right now being resisted at 26500. That means that for 2 days, right, it has been just stopped at 26500. Anybody can tell me why 26500? Where does the 26500 comes from? What is it that the market is seeing that HSI is stopping at 26500? Why? You can't find really very significant historical level. I mean, as in, if you take a look at the chart here, right? You can't find very, very nice levels or whatever, okay? My only thing I can offer to you is that you need to have TED. Okay, but this is really true. So if I turn on TED here, like this, and you realize that TED has this only one level here, which is this red level here, right? 26523. Okay, so this is the predicted level of TED, 26523. Okay, and this is the red color, and this is the final retracement. Okay, so that means that this is already predicted and already calculated by TED. And it's calculated long ago. Actually, I can tell you that it's calculated long ago, because if I were to just do a rollback, okay, start new, and then just do here, you can see that the 26523 level here was already calculated when it was here. Or, I mean, you know, it was here, it was here, it was here. It's already calculated before price even moves up here. Okay, so you can see the end result. Roll it for you. Boom, it's just stopped here, and that's 26523. The highest reach was 26519. So that's a difference of less than 5 points. Okay, now in other words, for HSI to resume to be bullish, okay, I repeat, for HSI to be bullish, then it must close above this level here, which is 26523. You can give it a buffer, 26530, 26550, whatever it is, it must close above. Okay, now if it doesn't close above, then there will be continued consolidation until one fine day you want to close above. Yeah, so I cannot emphasize how important TED is, okay, because it gives you that buy signal. It screens through a sell signal. It gives you the support and resistance level. It gives you the profit target. It screens through the whole list of stock lists that you have, and it gives you that screener table that we have, which is necessary for us to get the signal. Okay, so what I don't like is I don't like to miss out on signals. Okay, I mean, with the with all these email alerts that's being sent to me, all right, and with all these arrows, up arrows and down arrows, it becomes a very clear thing for me, right? That warns me what to do. Okay, so this is how important that is. Okay, I don't want to take up a lot of your time, but do let me go through the promotion, because the promotion is going to end very soon, and next month when you come back, you won't have, and I promise you won't have, right? Because they already see that I'm cutting the promotion. All right, so let me just have about 5 to 8 minutes to run through the promotion, and then if you are still interested to stay on, then I'll probably just go through the stocks that you asked me. Okay, all right, so let me just do that. Okay, so what TED have right now is it has this screener here. So it scans through all your stocks to produce an email alerts, to produce notifications to your phones. Okay, so this is part of the TradingView package, and it does have signals which you are able to monitor in different time frame, and that signals is very helpful if you're short-term trading, doing short-term tradings or short-term traders, especially when you're doing FX indices or gold, etc. I find this wonderful. Okay, now our program comes with a cashback, which let me just explain this. But if you are with us, then we do have very, very comprehensive support systems, where we have 1 year of hand holding, all right, which includes 7 sessions a week. That means for 1 year, you have 7 sessions a week. So this is one of the usual sessions that I'm doing for my students at 9 p.m. Okay, so in the afternoon, just now at 12:30, I have another one more session with my students. And this is our support program, which the support lasts for a year. So a lot of people ask me, right, whether am I able to learn and understand. My answer is always this: we don't support you for only 1 week or 1 month. We support you for 1 year. Okay, so you let me know whether you are able to understand, for 1 year. All right, I think 1 year is a lot. Okay, the 7 sessions, they are recorded. Yes, recorded and uploaded. Okay, now not only that, we teach you the strategy, and then we also give you the indicators as support, and all these are only available for 1,005. And I promise you, if you come back next year, the price would at least see a 50 to 80% increase, because this price, right, we have maintained for many years already, and we have not increased. When other people are in the region of 5 figures, we kept it for as low as possible for our students. Okay, but we can't anymore. Okay, and then if you pay via cash means that pay now or internet banking, then you get, instead of 12 months complimentary, you get 15 months of TED. All right, that means 3 months extra. Last month we offer 6 months extra. This month we offer 3 months extra. Next month we're going to offer 0 month extra. You're going to have it as is it, and probably next year when you come back, then we might also remove this complimentary and add in a price for TED already. Okay, so whatever it is, I can assure you that you get now is better than you get it 2 months later, or even just next month. All right. If you the offer expired 30th of October, so which means that now you only have 2 days. All right, you can register using this thing here. I will send the link through, or you can scan the QR code here. Now, additionally, this is not compulsory. we have offer a cashback deal. Now, this is really to help the students get started. Cashback means that if you meet the requirement by the broker, then you get a cash back into your trading account, equal to that the cost is paid for. Okay, now if you choose to get the cash back, then yes, the cost is almost like zero. But if you choose not to, it's fine. So this cashback deal is not compulsory. So please don't come back to me and say, hey, look, Beanie, I cannot qualify for a cashback deal, hence I want a refund. Okay, no such things. Okay, so if you want to take the cost, you take the cost, and then the cashback deal is a separate one that we are offering to defray your costs. But don't come back to us and say, I can't qualify the cashback deal and hence I want to refund. So we don't give a refund. All right. Now, the cashback deal is such that 1,500 SGD would be given as cash to your trading account, and then the broker would also reimburse your TradingView Essential plan. So the total deal is 1,709 Sing dollar, and it's available for new or existing 8-cap customers. But however, if you're new, it's important that you use our link. Okay, you must use this link here. Let me just send all this to you. First, you must use our link to apply, and this is very important. And if you are existing 8-cap customer, then you need to seek approval from them. That means that you need to seek approval from them that you can qualify for the promotion. If they tell you no, you can't qualify, then you can't qualify. So it's better that you seek confirmation from them. Okay, so you have to fund $7,000 SGD, and this is your capital. It's funded into your own trading account. You have to meet the volume requirement because they don't give all this deal for free. They also need to make money from you in a way, right? So you need to trade 45 lots 6 months, within 6 months. Okay, 6 months you need to trade 45 lots. So if you are already trading gold, and then you say, okay, since I need to trade, right? So I may as well trade. If I meet the 45 lots, I get back 1,500. Therefore, my cost is free. If I don't meet that, no stress, because I already want to pay the $1,500 already. Okay, so this is how it goes. All right. You need to open an account before 30th of November, and this is the email and the WhatsApp of your account manager. Anything you can just refer to her. Okay. Okay, now, thanks a lot for your feedback. If you write to us, that means that if you can write to us, then we would be able to direct you to the right person. Okay, or rather, we will be able to access you immediately. So do write to us, and then we can direct you. So where to write to us? Let me just show it to you. Okay, here we go. This is the contact detail. We are very, very responsive. However, tomorrow, my staffs happen to have urgent things. So if you message us tomorrow, maybe that we might take a little bit longer to reply you, but definitely we will reply you. Okay, so these would be our contact information. But Pauline, do write to us, and then I will complain that you wrote an email to them, then there's no reply. Okay. What is it? Okay, just lastly, so this is the cashback deal, which I would just want to emphasize, right? Is that the 1,500 US SGD, not USD, SGD is returned as cash to your trading account. Now, essentially, it means your cost fee is free, right? Because you pay 1,500 to us and the broker return 1,500. Now, we negotiate the deal, we gave up our affiliate fees and sponsorship for this cashback. That means we are also paying a part of this cashback. Okay, so you are serious in learning from a community. Please do not say that I want to withdraw the money There is no restriction for you not to withdraw the money. There's no restriction placed. I don't do such things, but then please don't abuse the goodwill. Okay, you are serious in trading with this broker. The broker gives you the cash back after 6 months and give it in terms of cash. So you are really serious in forming a deal. It doesn't mean that you cannot withdraw, but please, all right, we have people who come to us, can I withdraw after 6 months? You already don't have the intention to continue on with them. So how do you expect us to answer? All right, because as more people abused it, all right, immediately, for example, after 6 months you withdraw already, after 6 months you withdraw already, and this we are not able to get any more cash back. So we are nearing to the end of our cashback deal, just to be very frank to all of you. Okay, so you come back next year, I'm not sure whether there will be a cashback deal anymore, but you come back next year, for sure the price will increase, and for sure the promotion will be dropped. All right, okay, any question? Pardon me from being a little bit how to say strong here, because I think that we offer really a very good deal already. All right, so that's why that we are all removing this up our price, because I think the deal is really fantastic. Yeah, okay, so if you don't have any questions, how about guys from Zoom, do you have any questions? The Hong Kong 50, William, the Hong Kong 50 is above it, but I really want to refer to the HSI index. Okay, because HK50, right, is the market make index. Still, as I said, when you trade the market make index, you still want to refer to the main index. This is always my preference. Okay, last one, since we're here, let me just talk about Alibaba. Just last one. Okay, nobody needs to take screen cap about on this, if you don't need. Okay, so you see, this would be the alerts that came in, like pop pop pop. Okay, so every 1 hour, because I've just set on a 1 hour alert. Do you want the 9988? Yes, 9988. Okay, so this is 9988 here. Now, because of the limited data, because Baba, which is in US, right, has more data, right? So this is the limited data. I would actually want to refer to BABA. Okay, so this is always my stand. All right. But as you can see, the predicted levels for resistance level is actually 202 based on this price feed. But again, that I always would want to cross check to BABA. All right. But based on the current price here, the 150 here, right, it's a very important support level, because it's a green level, right? So price sort of actually goes up, comes down, and then goes up, and then comes down, right? So these are the support level here. So these are the two support level here, right? So it's hit the first of the support levels, and then it bounced up. Okay, I have actually nothing much to add, because Baba was something that I kept talking about because of this huge big base here. So this is the base, right? The base was broken, and I calculated the target of the base, okay, And then our conclusion was that it should be heading towards the $200 on the calculation of the base. Okay, so I do not want to calculate here because I've calculated that for my community already. Okay, the only thing is, you know, it is currently being blocked by the last retracement, the final retracement. For HSI, it is the red final retracement. For BABA itself is a green final retracement. But whatever it is still a resistance level. So in other words, it's the same conclusion as HSI. It has to clear this level, which is 174. If not, then it's probably like a 150 support level, and then with a possibility of going into this lower support about 136 and 144. Okay, at this moment we are not seeing that. As long as it can clear above 175, which is this green level, it's in tech term, right, it broke a very, very important level. Okay, a very important resistance level. All right. Okay, now any questions regarding the course? I mean, I'm more interested for you guys to join the course because it's a super good deal, and you know, a super good support. It's a super good I mean, everything. So we have a lot of signals there. It's whether you want to take that signals. As I mentioned, I've shown you so many trades already. Any other last questions regarding the course? Don't have? Okay, very good. Now, if you don't have, I will see you in my next session. My next session, which I just announced today. If you were to go to the registration, I will be showing how to do the screening with TAT. Okay, that means that if you have a watch list here, right, how I screen and trade with TAT. I think it's very important for screeners to be here because you know, with the screeners, you basically can find a lot of other trades that you do not know of. All right, and you can see that how easy, right, that you set up just once, it keep on screening and screening for you just with the use of TAT. Okay. What do you mean by the name of the broker? So this is the broker that you need to let me just show the chart. This is the broker that will do the cash refund, which is by 8 cap. Okay, will do the cash refund into your trading account. Okay, so you have to write to the broker to get approval, but I let me just give you the email of the brokers. Partners at acap.com. Okay, you can write to them to get approval. For screeners, need to subscribe for TradingView. The answer is yes and no. If you are doing the watch list screener, you have to subscribe to TradingView. If you are using the table form, which is this one here, then you do not need to subscribe to TradingView. But there is a restriction in the number of screeners that a number of pairs that can be monitored. Maximum you can do 25 per tab. So TradingView, depending on the different plan, right? So for example, if you're on a free plan, then you can have only 2 tabs, TAB tabs, right? Which means that every 1 tab can have 25, then 2 tabs would be 50 symbols. Okay. So this is under the version that we have launched, under the free version. But if you should, let's say, want to monitor 100, then you need to, like, every 1 tab is 25. 100 means that you need 4 tabs. So 4 tabs, which also means that you need to up your TradingView plan. So the restriction comes from TradingView. It doesn't come from us. Okay. But all in all, I mean that if you have a list of stocks to monitor, that means that you yourself, right, have already one whole list of stocks, right, that you want to monitor, right? and then you can you know, scroll through them. Like for example, you know, I want to know what HS Tech is doing, like our previous signals on a day one was here, but we do have signals in the lower time frame to trade into HS Tech. Then you can use that signal. For example, previously was the bear here, and then this was the bull here. You know, you can do the 1 hour to trade into HS Tech or to do the Hang Seng Index. Yeah, so it's capable of lower time frame. Like for example, a lot of my students, they like to do the gold. All right, so we do gold in the lower time frame. Okay, so for example, we have a small little bull that's appearing here because it's above this, but we don't have the big bull yet. Okay, we have only small bull. All right, but again, I said before, 3,900, and today I posted, and I posted when it went to 3,009, and don't say I never say. Okay, I said this time. All right. Okay, thanks a lot for joining. I hope that you take the course. Don't forget, you need to pay via internet banking transfer or pay now to qualify for the extra 3 months. All right, and then do it before 30th of October, because next time when you come back, we won't have this extra 3 months. You will be still back to the 12 months standard, and then next year 2026 it will be a price increased. Okay, that means for sure it will be price increase, and it will be quite extreme. So if you want to have 1,000 companies in Sweden, we need 20. Now you want to have 1,000, then you have to subscribe to a TradingView plan. You have to up your TradingView plan. Okay, and TradingView, usually they have a Black Friday promotion. The discount is very, very good. All right, and you can, you know, consider the subscription, or, you know, sometimes you can go to 8cap. They might be willing to sponsor you. Yeah. Which plan to take really depends on what do you want, because we will be further improving on that, where even without the plan, you can receive the alerts via Discord and Telegram. It's going to come very soon, so you don't need to have a TradingView higher plan to receive the signals. But if you have your own TradingView plan, okay, which is the premium plan, minimum premium plan, then you have control on the type of stocks you want to monitor. Otherwise, the watch list will be coming from us. Okay. Any other questions? Okay, that's good. All right, no other questions. I see you in my next week's session. All right, I think let me just get you the date. We will send you the date, right? It's in the mailer. Next week's session, please register for that, because I will talk in detail of TAT. Okay, how to use TAT, right, for you to do the screening. And this is a very, very important part. You need the screener. Okay, thanks a lot. I see you again next week. Bye-bye.